All right, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak, and today I'm here to talk about Cam Skattebo and if he would be a good fit for the Denver Broncos. Now, I just want to say a couple things. First of all, leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're not already. You can always follow me on Twitter if you like what I have to say on here at Kodiak Broncos. Without further ado, let's talk about the starting running back at Arizona State, who had a heck of a game today. He actually had, I think, 200 something all-purpose yards, and it was just absolutely incredible seeing him just claw Arizona State back into this game. I just want to get started with a couple housekeeping things. First of all, I want to know from you, how can I improve these videos? And second, should I talk about prospect first or fit with the Broncos first in these prospect videos? Meaning, should I talk about Cam Skattebo first, or should I talk about why the Broncos could use Cam Skattebo first? And yeah, that would just be helpful for me if you guys could contribute on that going forward, because I don't really know what I should do. Without further ado, I know I've been blueballing you long enough. Let's talk about him. So with Cam Skattebo, I found out about him a long time ago, and you're going to find out why. So before I show that, I'm actually going to show why I found him. So I was scouting all the running backs from the 2022 draft. I was like looking at Tyler Algier and Breece Hall, and I could not help but notice at the top of literally every advanced statistic when it came to rushing or rushing efficiency or yards after contact or, tackle breaking, I could not help but notice that Cam Skattebo was absolutely ludicrous. And I know that he played at Sacramento State, so there probably weren't a lot of eyes on him and, all that. But here's how I found out about this dude. So I don't know when this is from. I don't know if this is from like a California, state playoff game, but you're just going to see it is improbable what this dude was able to do. So many times you think he's dead in the water, but he is not, down whatsoever. Like, you think he's down there, but he is not. He manages to stay up, and that's the second best football run ever besides what Beast Mode did in the playoffs, when he was with the Seahawks and when they played the Saints in the wild card round in 2010. Now, here's a little bit about Cam Skattebo. So, surprisingly enough, even though you just saw that improbable run from high school football, there's no info, and I don't actually think he had a 24/7 page, and he transferred at the end of the 2022 football season, so he transferred to Arizona State in winter 2022, going into the 2023 year, and Arizona State's offense was bad last year, and they went 3-9, but this year they played a lot better. They played a lot better, and I think a lot of that is due to the fact that they had that quarterback who came from Michigan State. He's slipping my mind. Levitt, that's what his name is. But regardless, today he showed out why he is one of the premier running backs in this upcoming draft. And even though it is a deep running back class in the draft, this guy could be a very special player, and there could be more roles for him than just being in the backfield. So today, he almost single-handedly beat Texas by himself in the college football playoff. I already kind of addressed that. And, a lot of people are keeping an eye on these prospects for college bowl season. I know a lot of us were probably watching a book cut today. I know a lot of us were probably watching Terrence Ferguson as well. And we're going to keep watching these guys to see how they can help the Denver Broncos. Now, here is the style of running back that Skattebo is. He's a stocky power back who can catch. He's 5'11", 215, and he is always amongst the leaders in college football, yards after contact per attempt, and missed tackles forced. I'm not really a raw stats guy, especially when it comes to college football. I don't even know who leads the NFL in passing yards or receiving yards right now, just because I'm not versed in the box score or anything like that. I care a lot about the micro stats, like, missed tackles forced, or yards after contact per attempt, or elusive rating. And Skattebo does well in all that. He is a very, very good tackle breaker. He's good at making dudes miss. And he's proven that he can sustain workhorse volume if given the opportunity. Now, one of the drawbacks I see to Cam Skattebo is that he's not mocked very high. And if you just look at him and watch him play at Arizona State, you're going to be like, dang, why is he not mocked higher? He's being mocked in the 5th or 6th round all the time. And that didn't make a lot of sense to me, but I saw a lot of people on Twitter and scouting Discord saying that they think he would be a better fullback in the modern NFL and play a Kyle Juszczyk role. And I don't know if that's a line of thinking that NFL teams are going to follow, but it's a very, very interesting thought as well. Now, the production from Cam Skattebo. So in 2021 and 2022, he was at Sacramento State. 2022 is when he really got a lot of workhorse usage. He had almost 1,700 all-purpose yards, 10 total touchdowns. And then in 2023, he transfers to Arizona State. I don't know who they possibly had at running back who was better than him last year. I don't know why it said he started 7 games. That's just ridiculous to me. That's kind of why I think Arizona State was a 3-9 football team, was because they didn't use him as much as they did this year. But when you look at the raw production from Cam Skattebo, what you'll notice is, yes, 2K all-purpose yards this past year, along with 22 touchdowns. Absolutely fantastic. But what we really care about and what we can really project guys going to the next level and whether or not they'll be safe bets to, be contributors for an NFL team is how are they on third downs. And Cam Skattebo, I couldn't find any like pass blocking film, but a lot of people say that he's really, really good at it. So I'll just take their words for it. And you'll notice 104 total receptions in college. This is great because this lets you know that he's just not going to be an exclusive 2-down grinder at the next level. Now, let's watch some highlights from Cam Skattebo this past year. Let's just watch him against Utah. Nice little run here. And as you can see, he's just so hard to bring down. He does a really, really good job of like using his balance to stay on his feet. Even with, a lot of people talk about contact balance, but I think the best part about his game is, yes, the contact balance, but like when somebody trips him up, he doesn't go down. He like finds a way to leverage his balance and put his hand on the ground and restabilize himself. Like that is absolutely unbelievable football right there. Now, all right, enough with the celebration. Let's see this next clip. All right, here we go. Against Iowa State, Big 12 championship. And I remember this because this was on the first play of the game. And yeah, overall, he just does a really, really good job of bouncing to the outside. Like, he's not like a home run hitter type. And I think that's why a lot of people are soured on him, because he doesn't have the long speed to, just completely dust guys. But, he's a good counterpunch to the modern NFL, because ultimately he is, very, very good, intermediate runner, if that makes sense. Like he'll just pick up like those 5, 10, 15-yard chunk plays, and that's a good counterpunch to the modern NFL, where a lot of teams are now valuing being able to keep the ball on offense and not going 3 and out, and just being able to pick up positive play after positive play. Let's watch one more. All right, so we got ASU versus BYU. Man, just slips through some tacklers, and as you can see, you can see why this guy is a legit NFL prospect, and you can see why a guy like this had the confidence to say in front of everybody, like, yeah, I'm the best running back in the country. Now, obviously, Genty did Genty things, so I'm not even gonna talk about that. But yeah, it's just really cool to see a guy like Skattebo, especially for a program like ASU that was completely dead in the water not too long ago. Looks like Levitt slips out of there. Nice play by Levitt. Oof. And yeah, good catch by Skattebo. Way to run downfield. So I'm going to go to the next slide. So how's the fit with the Denver Broncos? So he's a good player, but do we really need him on the roster? Okay, so here's where I go with this. I would be fine with taking a guy like Skattebo in the late rounds, especially because I think he is going to be a late rounder, just because like everybody, even with the crazy season he's had, he's never like climbed up into the second round, third round mock territory. So I feel like he's too similar to Estime, because we already have a guy who can like do all the intermediate things. Now, what I will say, Estime is not as good as a pass catcher as Skattebo is. And it looks like that if they do go for Skattebo, they won't have to spend premium draft capital, which is great because they can add, whether they stick with Jaleel, I mean, that's kind of up in the air right now. But I got to imagine that in the third round, maybe even the second round, they're going to be in range looking for a running back. And, you've got plenty in this draft that are really good. You've got Marion Hampton, you've got Caleb Johnson. The draft is deep at running back, so if a team likes him, they know they can wait on him. And this is good news for the Broncos, because tight end and running back, two of the team's biggest needs, are very, very deep in this draft. So, the chances that if Skattebo is their guy, that they'll have to like make a move to get him is very, very minimal. And it would be nice to have an open field tackle breaker and receiving backfield player. And I would definitely take a chance on him, depending on where he falls. But yeah, so that's basically how I feel about Cam Skattebo. That's basically how I feel about how he would fit in with the Denver Broncos, with our team. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.